皆さん、英語のソータです。
And I'm Riley.
Hey Riley, I have two questions to ask you. I've already decided what I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
One is, what's your life motto? And the second one
Okay.
is, yeah, what kind of man, like old man, do you want to be? And yeah, I have some reasons why I chose this topic, but I'll explain that later. So be ready for that.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, by the way, what's your Golden Week plan?
Yeah, like I think nothing is set in stone too much, but Yuki and I are gonna be just going around a lot, I think, visiting different people and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's cool. There will be a lot of people because, but it doesn't affect Kagawa. But in Osaka, there is the event Banpaku.
Yeah.
So it might affect your area, perhaps.
Maybe we also had the Setoge started recently, the Seto Art Festival.
Oh, you have another festival.
Yeah, every 3 years.
Okay. Yeah. Enjoy your holiday, like vacation.
Thanks.
Yeah. はい。皆さん、ゴールデンウィークがもう近づいてますよね。これを聞かれてる頃にはゴールデンウィークかもしれませんが、そうだ、4月の29日火曜日に僕も新宿の紀伊國屋書店さんにて英会話レッスンのイベントと、あと、ちょっとおこがましくもサイン会をさせていただきます。出版社の方がね、ご企画くださったので、はい、お持ちのね、今持っていただいてる最新の本を持っていただくと、頑張ってテーブル回していきます。いっぱい書かせていただけるように。あるいは本なしでも参加は可能なので、ぜひイベントだけでも、レッスンだけでも受けに来てください。予約なしでもそのまま、2時から新宿の紀伊国屋さんに来てもらえたら問題ありません。まあなんか、事前に読まれたいと思われる方は、紀伊国屋、英語のソータ、イベントで調べてもらうとネットでも出てくるかと思いますし、インスタグラム英語のソータにもいろいろ載せております。あともう一個、目が感知しておりまして、そう、以前の番組でね、後半で言っちゃってたので、もしかしたらお聞きじゃない方もいらっしゃって、心配だけかけてね、何も報告しないのかってなってはいけないなと思いまして、はい、インスタでも報告してたんですけど、ポッドキャストでもちょっと前に報告してたんですけど、目が今もう完全に戻りまして、元気いっぱいになってますので、あの時はご心配おかけしました。あとは今良くなってます。で、今日はライリーとそのライフモットーと、どんなお年寄りになりたいかっていうこの2つをちょっと聞いていきたいなと思ってますので、話していきたいなと思ってますので、皆さんのモチベーションが上がるエピソードにまたなってると嬉しいなと思います。ゴールデンウィークも楽しんでください、皆さん。Okay, are you ready, Riley?
Yep.
ソータと
Riley no
台本なし英会話レッスン
Episode 311.
All right, what is the topic for episode 311, Riley?
It's life mottos.
はい、今回のお題は人生の教訓です。かっこどんなお年寄りになりたいかっていうところになんか関わってくるかなと思っているので、聞かせていただきたいなと思います。Yeah, I suddenly asked you this question, so it might be hard to come up with your life motto, but I guess even if it's unconscious, maybe you have something in your mind that you try to do or try not to do in your life. So, yeah, like how are you trying to live your life? That's what I want to know. So, can you come up with any life mottos of yours?
Yeah, okay. So I would say that I don't have a life motto. It's pretty lame, but like there's no words that I think about, to like kind of guide me
Mm,
in my life. But I mean, I'm sure, like you said, that there are ways that I try to live.
mm,
Like there's like a certain way that I try to live, I guess. I I don't know, maybe one of them would be treat others as you would like to be treated.
mm, mm, mm.
That's something my mom used to say a lot when I was like a kid. So probably I, try to live that way, but it's not something that I, think about all the time or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, I had a lesson
Mm.
about this topic, and then I asked everyone, "What's their life motto?" Then even for me, it was hard to come up with the exact ones. But in the process of having the conversation, everyone started to know, oh, this is my life motto, and that happened to me as well. So in this episode too, maybe you will, get to the point where you can come up with another life motto, like for work, oh, I'm doing this, or for the relationships with my friends, oh, I'm doing this. So every time you come up with something, please tell us in this episode.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe I guess one of them could be like you try to live thinking, not thinking, like go with the flow. That's why you don't have the exact one.
Yeah, you could probably say that. Yeah, go with the
Mm-hmm.
flow.
Okay. Then another one could be treat others the way you want to be treated. That's the second one.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, and although I asked the question in that lesson or in the lessons, it was hard
Mm,
for me to come up with the good one. But as I said, yeah, when I was having the conversation, I came up with this one. Say I'm happy all the time. And even if it's unconscious, it's a kind of my life motto I noticed. Then,
okay.
yeah, what I mean is I am the only person, or you guys are the only persons who can say, I am happy. Then no one can say, I'm happy. But sometimes people say, "Oh, this is so hard, and my sorry, my job sucks, or everything is not going all right." But no matter what's happening, I'm always trying to think or trying to say, "I am happy, and my life is amazing." Then everything, becomes like that. Everything will be all right, I believe. So maybe that's one of them, my life motto.
Okay.
Yeah. So like this, I want to share, we want to share with everyone those inspiring mottos. So please come up with them. Yes. 一回ちょっと訳したいなと思うんですけど、
Okay.
so treat blah blah blah. Can you type the phrase and go with the flow?
Okay.
And my life motto too. Then まあ一旦それで大丈夫かなと思うんですけど、そう、皆さんに今回ね、こうシェアしたいなと思ったのが、本業のね、ワンウェイのレッスンで、一週間かけてね、うち、まあグループレッスンなので、こう、皆さんのライフモットーは何かっていう、無意識でもいいので、こういうことを私心がけてるかもっていうのを気づくたびにちょっとシェアしてくださいっていうレッスンがあったんですよ。で、一週間かけていろんな方のを聞かせていただいて、なんかこう、人のね、私はこれを心がけて生きてますみたいなことってあんま聞ける機会ってないじゃないですか、意外にね。でもそれをやっぱりお互いにシェアし合って聞き合うことで、僕自身もすごいモチベーション上がったり、自分もこれ意識してるよな、みたいなことがね、いっぱい意外と出てきたんですよね。で、まあ、このトピックに至った理由、なぜそのトピックをそもそもね、ワンウェイでも作ろうと思ったのかっていうのは、また別にあるんですけど、そこはちょっと後ほど話すので、そう、ってなった時にライリーのも聞いてみたいなと思ったのと、皆さんにもこうやって投げかけることで、私ってこういうのを大事にしてるよな、それを口にすることで、またなんか変わっていくかなと思って、これを作りたいなと思いました。で、まずライリーは、具体的にはあんまないと。そこからまあ、推測するに、go with the flow って言ってましたけど、まあ、もう時の流れに身を任せて生きていくっていう、そんなにこうしなきゃいけない、ああしなきゃいけないみたいな、あんまりルールをあえて作らずっていうところも含んでるのかなっていうのも感じましたけど、まあ、すぐに聞いたからっていうのもあるかもですけど、あんまり浮かばないと。で、ただ、一個、親にこう言われてたこととして、大切にしたいなと思ってるのは、自分がされて嬉しいように人にも treat 扱うっていう treat はね扱うって意味があるので自分がされて嬉しいことを相手にするされて嬉しいように扱うつまり嫌なことされて嫌なことは人にもしないっていう訳詞もねあるかもしれませんよね。それがまず一つ目でした。で、僕は、どんな時も、自分が幸せって思う、言うっていうのは、もう昔から、もう高校生ぐらいの時からずっとそれは思ってるんですけど、もう常に大切にしていて、強がって言うとかでもなく、もう自分の人生って自分しか肯定できないって思ってるんですよね。他の人が絶対何にも肯定してくれないし、どんなに大変なこととかしんどいことがあったとしても、もう嫌だ嫌だ嫌だって言ってると、なんか自分自身が自分の人生を否定するのが一番嫌だなって昔から思うので、生まれ変わってでももう一回自分の人生歩みたいって思ってる、僕は思ってるんですけど、どんだけ好きやねんって思われるかもですけど、自分のことを、それを思ってるぐらい、なんでしょうね、もう自分の人生は自分が肯定して、もうとにかく全部大好きと思うようにする、で、それを口にする ってしてると全部がそっちの方向に行くって思ってるので、どんな時も一個それは大切にして生きてきてることかなと思うんですよね。Yeah, so like this, can you come up with something else? Not yet.
Well, I was thinking there's one that's kind of related to what you said about being happy called
うんうん。
always look for the silver lining.
うんうん。
So
ああ、
that
うんうん。
basically I think it's talking about clouds or something like that. I don't really understand the metaphor, but the idea is that if there's something bad happening in your life, then you should look for the good parts of your life, or maybe even good parts related to that bad thing, instead of focusing on the bad stuff.
うんう
So,
ん。
maybe like you said earlier, maybe your job does suck. Like
うんう
it,
ん。
that happens to a lot of people.
うん。
But maybe you have a good group of friends, or you have a supporting family at home, or you are just very into some hobbies or something like that. All
う
of those
ん
things could be like a silver lining that lets you get through the tough part of your job or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I heard the quote, I imagined and I thought like it's related to gold versus silver, and then you always try to look for the second one, not the first one, but it's not related to that.
I don't think so. I think
Uh-huh.
lining in this makes is like I think it's referencing like on uh clothing, the inside of
Mm-hmm.
clothing that like people don't see is called the lining.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example in a suit, right? Like the kind of shiny part that's on the inside of a suit jacket, that's the lining.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the idea is that like, well, if it's clothes, let's imagine maybe like the clothes on the outside are dirty or something like that, but the inside is
Mm-hmm.
silver lining. I don't know. Maybe that's it. I'm not really sure what the metaphor is,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm. I understand that. Yeah, I'll explain it later for everyone too. Yeah, that's true. We always have some good parts, and also, yeah, maybe this is, what's related to the question I was going to ask you as the second question. Another kind of goal for me is to be a cool guy, funny old man, who can talk about some funny things or a lot of good experience and bad experience too. And for me, in my definition, to be a funny guy, we need some difficulties we had in the past. And without those hard times, we can encourage people and we can talk about really funny things. Then, I always want to encourage or inspire people becoming a good person or funny person. Then, considering that goal, I always need some, difficulties or hard times. And by experiencing them, I can relate or I can understand people's, feelings deeply. So I always try to think, oh, these are the things I always need in my life. And still, I'm happy because I can be the funny guy at some point. Maybe they're connected like this in my case.
yeah, okay. I
Mm,
mean, I
mm,
think that makes sense. I think that there is like a connection between, yeah, living through challenges and
mhm.
then becoming a more interesting or funny, I guess, person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then what kind of man do you want to be? In your case, you have something like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, to be honest, it's not something I think about a ton.
Hmm.
But I think like first and foremost, probably I'd like to be like a good grandpa when I'm an
Mm, mm,
old
mm,
guy,
mm.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
I'd like
yeah.
to be a grandpa that's around and plays with my grandkids and
Mm,
is like helpful with my whatever my kids
mm,
take raising their kids, if that makes sense.
mm,
Um, and then second, I'd like to be kind of busy, if that makes sense. Like I'd like to be like a grandpa, an old guy that has hobbies,
mm.
like does things. I don't want to be an old guy that kind of like sits around and watches TV all day or something like that. That can get kind of sad, I think.
Mm,
So,
mm.
yeah.
So what kind of, in your definition, what kind of I'm sorry, grandpa, is the interesting person?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if my hobbies will be the same
Mm,
when I'm an old man as they are now. Um, but I kind of have this image of like old guys that are really into like in America, they might be really into like carpentry, like they build stuff out of wood,
mm,
or they have like they're really into gardening. Maybe that happens in Japan too,
mhm,
or something like that. They just have this hobby that they really, once they get old and they stop working at a job, they really commit themselves to like some hobby, and I think that's kind of cool.
mm, mm, mm.
So I'd like to, when I'm not hanging out with my grandkids, I'd like to have like a strong hobby that keeps me active or whatever.
Mm.
Not just active. I'm not even talking about that, but keeps me
Alive.
productive, if that makes
Yeah.
a sense. It's not exactly like alive, but like
Uh,
keeps me doing something
uh,
for, I don't know, maybe it's not for other people, but just like yeah, maybe it is for my
mm.
grandkids or for whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah,
Um,
that ma makes sense. The other day, I was at a cafe, and then maybe people over 80 or 75 years old, two ladies were talking about their husbands, and they were
yeah.
saying, "Oh, in our case, we can talk like this, and women have lots of friends, even if they're old." But in the case of men, they look really sad and that's miserable because they don't have hobbies and then they can't have friends. So compared to women, men are, you know, kind of lonely after they're old. So we don't want to be like that. They were saying like that. So in general, perhaps men don't have hobbies after they're grown up. They're old enough, perhaps. So in your case, you want
Yeah.
to have hobbies.
Yeah, and I think especially old men, not even that old. I think maybe men
Mm.
at a certain age, maybe like past 40 or something. A lot of times they don't really have friends.
No.
I
Mm.
think it can be hard for older men to have friends. I'd like to have friends when I'm old. I don't know. It would be
Uh,
nice. Like,
Even
I
in
don't know.
America too. Yeah, Japanese guys are something like that. I can completely imagine that. But in the States too, they don't have friends over 40.
I think it can happen. Yeah, maybe
Oh,
40 is too young, maybe 50 or 60, but um like sorry, my voice is a bit
it's
weird.
okay. Mm.
Um I have this image of like old men in like Southern Europe, like Italy or Spain or
Mm.
Greece or something like that, of these old guys who just like get up early in the morning and they all go to a cafe and there's like four guys who sit around a coffee table smoking cigarettes and
Mm.
drinking coffee all day and
Mm.
they sit on the street and they watch people walking up and down the street and they talk and they gossip about the town or they
Mm.
whatever. I don't know. That kind of old dude I think is kind of cool.
Mm.
Um
Yeah.
but also, I wouldn't. My other image is that they do that all day, every day, and I'd like to maybe, yeah, have some time for grandkids or, or a
Mm.
hobby and not just be at the cafe or bar all
Yeah.
day.
And at that time too, we need some topics to talk about based on our experience and not about bragging or something. Then in my case too, I need a lot of experience, ups and downs, and job experience or travel experience or something like this. So maybe, yeah, I also have that kind of goal. Like I want to be a cool guy who has hobbies and then who has friends or yeah not only about friends who had something to do even if I get older. So maybe that's your point too, right?
Yeah,
うんう
I
ん。
think, yeah, sure.
うん。なるほどね。ちょっと一回訳したいなと思うんですけど、そう、こんな感じで絶対出てくるはずなんですよ。So, yeah, while we're having a conversation like this, another life motto comes up. So,いや、こういうふうにやりたいなと思ってるんですよね。そうで、次、そう。 冒頭にもね、今日は2つ質問決めてますって言ってたと思うんですけど、いつもは全く決めてないんですけど、今日はね、もう決めてて、で、2つ目がどんなお年寄りになりたいかっていうところだったんですけど、総じて、そのね、ワンウェイのレッスントピックを終えた後に、僕も思ったのが、自分は多分、お年寄りになった時に、こういう人になりたいって思ってるがゆえに、なんかこういう価値観にもしかしたらなってるのかもしれないと思った瞬間もあって、で、ライリーにももうそれを聞きたいって言ってたんですけど、僕の場合は、なんか、もうこれ高校生の頃からの目標なんですけど、おもろいおっちゃんになりたいなっていうのが、僕の目標なんですね。で、そのおもろいおっちゃんっていうのは、もうね、心も広くて、もう少々のことあってもへこたれへん。で、なんか人と話した時に、やっぱね、いろんな経験してきてる人ってなんか話しただけで分かる人っていません？この人なんかいろいろあったんだろうなとか、だからこそ深みがあって面白いなみたいな人って、僕の場合ちょっと少ないんですけど、いるんですよね。こういう大人になりたいみたいな人って。で、高校生の頃からそれがあって、で、なんか人にそうやって、この人がこう言ってるから大丈夫やって、なんか元気とかを与えれるような、とにかくなんかもう、あのおっちゃんおもろかったなって言われて死にたいんですよね。ってなった時に、僕の定義としては、やっぱいろんな経験が必要で、経験って別にしようと思ってしてる経験、しようと思ってすることもできると思うんですけど、なんでしょうね。なんか、そっか、しようとしないと経験はできないですもんね。だからしようとしないといけないんでしょうね。経験したり、あるいは、なんか僕のちょっと価値観なんですけど、人生生きててなんかいろんな大変なこととか、苦難とか、ね、人の痛みとかが分かるような状況に立ってないと、おもろいおっちゃんに僕はなれない気がして、もう人に言われた通りだけ生きて、親に言われたもう線路にね、敷かれて生きて、もうなんかね、社会のルールに従って生きてる人がどうなんかこう人を励ましたり、人を助けたり、人が困ってる時に共感できたり、そういう面白い深みのある人になれるんだろうって昔から思ってるので、僕はもう率先して大変なこととかしんどいこととか、もう喜んでやっていきたいタイプなんですよね。なので人から見たら結構、なんか、それこそね、目の病気しました。大変だな。もしかしたら不幸だなって思われるかもですけど、僕自分自身では全然不幸と思ってなくて、もちろん大変ですよ。乗り越えるときは頑張らなきゃと思うんですけど、これがいつかまた自分の話のネタになる、糧になる、おもろいおっちゃんになれるし、で、また誰かの痛みを分かれるような人間になるしって、いつもなんかそういう大変な時と思ってて、だからこそその時でも僕はハッピーと思ってるんですよね。決して自分の人生が嫌だと思ったことって本当に人生ないんですよ。そっからなんかね、さっきの Say I'm happy っていうところにも関連してたんですけど、それが、僕の一個目標。で、ライリーにもどんなじゃあお年寄りになりたいかって言ったら、趣味を持ってる人になりたいっていう、それめっちゃわかると思って。で、最近カフェで隣のね、おばちゃんたちがバーって喋ってる80歳近くのおばちゃんたちが、こうやってね、女やったら、年取っても友達作って、こうやって趣味もあるし、楽しいけど、男ってかわいそうよな、旦那見てても思うけど、趣味ないし、なんか暇そうやし、なんか孤独やし、あんな風になりたないな、みたいなことを言ってる方がいて、僕もそれ聞いて、確かに。日本だけかなと思ってたんですけど、そう、男の人ってなんかある程度の年齢になったら、なんかもう、ね、それこそ、もう奥さんの言いなりとか、誰かの言いなりとかで、子供のために頑張ってるのもあると思うんですけど、なんか自分っていうものを失っちゃってる人もいるよなってすごい思うんですよね。それは女性の場合ももしかしたらそうなのかもですけど、でも比較的女性っておしゃべりして、ママ友と喋ってみたいなのがあるから、ね、なんか気晴らしできるかもですけど、男の人ってそういう発散できないよねみたいなのを聞いたときに、確かに、年取った時にも、ちゃんとそうやって、なんか自分が楽しめるものって持っておかないといけないなって盗み聞きしながら思ってたんですよね。で、ライリーも同じこと言ってて、ヨーロッパとかね、イタリアとかで、朝から夜までタバコ吸ってお酒飲んで友達4人とカフェで喋っていろんなお話ししてって、ああいうことをしてるおじいちゃんになりたいと。つまり自分の趣味だったりとか、あるいは孫だったり子供だったりに、なんかこう、できる、なんか趣味を持ってたいっていうのを聞いて、めっちゃわかると思いましたね。Yeah. Speaking of the ladies who were sitting next to me, I was kind of listening to
Mhm.
their conversations, and I always try to listen to people who are older than me because they at least they have more experience than I
Mhm.
do. Then, yeah, maybe, yeah, even when I was young, I always try to listen to people who were older than me and they try to listen to their advice. And yeah, then, you know, I could be ready and I could prepare for any situations. So in that case too, while I was listening to the conversation about their husbands, I thought, oh, I need to have some hobbies or I need to, keep them. Yeah, I need to cherish those hobbies, I thought. So another life motto could be listening to older people who have more experience or who have good advice. I came up with,
Okay.
yeah, another one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you want me to write that down?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Please. I love this kind of topic. So, yeah, listening to not only older people, listening to others could be another important thing. We
Hmm.
can always learn something from somebody else.
Sure, for
Mm.
sure.
Okay, how about you? Did you come up with something else?
Um, I don't know. I was thinking about becoming old and like now I think that a lot of what I do is kind of looking forward to the future, right? Like
Mm. Mm.
I'm whatever, I don't know. Saving money is an obvious one, but also like
Mm.
I don't know, learning Japanese so that in the future I'll be better at Japanese
Mm.
or going to the gym so that I'm stronger, fitter in the future.
Mm.
Uh these kinds of things, I think for now I'm thinking about it that way. But there's going to come a time when I start to kind of look backwards and that will affect like what I choose to do. Like
Mm.
maybe some of it will be like maybe I'll still go to the gym, but I'll be thinking about it as like I want to keep the fitness that I had before rather than thinking like I need to get more fit.
Mm.
And yeah, I'm kind of thinking about how that way of thinking will affect like the rest of my life. Like once I get old, I will start thinking about maybe the
Mm.
past more and about not losing stuff
Mm.
rather than like getting new stuff, learning new things or whatever. Um,
Mm.
but I don't know, that's not exactly a life motto, but I think for now it's something like look forward that I'm looking into the future to try to be better, you know, tomorrow than I am today, I guess.
Mm. Savings, work now, anything else? Oh, Japanese study.
Yeah, I don't know. Reading is like
Mm.
kind of, I guess. I mean, maybe I guess it's good for you, but it's something I do like for fun to relax at night or something like that.
Mm. But in your
Um,
mind, are you really sure that you do them for the future? You have that kind of plans, exactly.
yeah, I think I'm always conscious of like
Oh,
improving myself in some way, and that's why I do these things.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah, because I feel like your motto looks like go with the flow. So I felt like you're trying to enjoy or you're trying to do everything really hard for the things you have right now, not for the future. Then eventually, naturally, that'll be connected with your future something, I thought. But yeah, you have some plans or intention in your mind.
Yeah,
Mm.
I have some plans, but I mean, I think you're not wrong. Like I do still kind of think go with the flow in
Mm.
some ways. I'm not too like married to any individual plan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, about the health thing, my life
Hmm.
motto could be I want to stay young. And this is not about resisting aging.
Uh-huh.
I just want to keep making efforts. And I don't want to just give up, like, oh, I'm old enough and I can't do this, or I don't care my skin or my body shape or something. There are some people who already give up on, you know, improving their condition. So in
Sure.
that case, yeah, I want to keep making effort. In that way, I want to stay young as much as I can.
Yeah. That
Yes. Mm. That's another life motto. Yeah, okay, stay young. Can you?
stay young. Okay.
Yeah, please write it. そう、次、そう、やっぱこんな感じでね、なんか、どんどん芋づる式が出てくると思うんですよね。で、ライリーが次言ってたのは、そう、 すべて将来のどっかにつながると思って、まあ何かをやるっていう。で、まあ僕的にライリーってそんな将来のためみたいなガチガチでやってるイメージはなかったので、なので冒頭にもそんなあんまりこれはないって言ってたところあったじゃないですか。あれも、ああ、ライリーらしいなっていう、go with the flow。で、その結果、何か eventually っていうのは結果って意味ですけど、何かにつながってるっていうふうにまあ考えてるのかなと思ってたんですけど、全部話したら、うん、それも合ってるんだけど、ちょっとやっぱ心のどこかで、今これをやっていたら、将来日本語が例えば上手になる。今、ジムに行ってたら、将来よりね、こう、体的にも強くなれる。で今、ね、貯金してたら将来こうなるしっていうところで、うんそんなガチガチにはしてないけど、心の中でどっか、やっぱ未来を見据えるっていう、look forward って言ってましたけどね、ちょっと、We have a raspy voice. お互いね、ちょっと二人、声ガラガラですけど、そう、将来を見据えてやるっていうことでしたね。で、そう、なんかちょっと健康的なお話も出たので、僕も、そう、ワンウェイで会話してるときに、あ、僕もそれ意識してますってなったのが、stay young っていう、なるべく、as much as I can っていうのを足してもらおうかな。そう、なるべく若く保とうっていうのを意識してて、でもそれはね、抗うとはまた違って、僕の場合は。なんか、これはもう僕の価値観なので、一価値観として聞いてくださいね。なんか今、ね、もう、年取っちゃいけないみたいな、見た目が老けちゃいけないみたいな SNS の風潮があって、そんな感じしませんなんかもう、美容皮膚科みたいなので注射したりなんとかしたり、もう、ここまでしないといけないのか、みたいな、してない人はいけないみたいなぐらい、なんかね、ブームというか、あるいはまあ、ああいうビジネスの思惑でもあると思うんですけど、そこにね、ママと引っかかってる人たちは、ね、もう必死にしないといけなくなってるじゃないですか。で、僕がなんかいつもね、こう大切にしてるのは、自然に年は取りつつ、でも頑張れることは頑張るっていう。つまり抗いすぎるようななんかもう、手術してまでとかまでしちゃうともう自分がしんどくなっちゃったり、自然さがなくなっちゃう気がするので、自然に老いるんだけれども、でも、あ、もう年だからって諦めたりして、もう怠るっていうことはしないように、できる努力は頑張ろうっていうのは、なんかちょっと意識をしてるんですよね。なので、まあ、ステイヤングの定義も人それぞれ違うと思うんですけど、ね、なんか、あくまで健康には被害が及ばない、もう自分の自然の中で、でも頑張れることっていう範囲内で、僕はステイヤングで、ちょっと頑張ってるかなっていうのはありましたかね。あとです、他の人の話をちゃんと聞くことっていうのも大事ってさっき僕が大切にしてることって言いましたかね。昔から、それも高校生ぐらいの時からもう、まあ昔からかな、もう小学校、中学生の時から年上の人の話を聞くのが好きで、で、全部、やっぱり人生の先輩って何かしら僕たちよりもいいことを知ってたり、賢い対策法を知ってたりね、こうなった時はこう考えたらいいよとか知ってると思うので、なるべくいろんな人の話を聞いて、全部吸収できるものは吸収して、で、自分のそのポジティブ思考にこうどんどんプラスしていくっていうのはすごい大切にしてるので、人の話をちゃんと聞く、で、受け入れるっていうのは昔からすごい大切にしてるかなっていうお話もしてましたかね。Anything else, Riley? Did you come up with something else?
Uh, no, to be honest, no, I didn't come
Okay.
up with anything else.
Yeah. Then actually, let me share the reasons why I chose this topic for the
Okay.
lessons and yeah, for this episode. Recently, I got a friend at a pool, and then
Oh, okay.
yeah, we were kind of really close. Then we went to where was the udon shop? Do you know kasu udon? Do you know kasu udon?
Yeah, yeah, with like all the piece. Is that the one with just tenkasu?
Oh, I was also thinking like that. Kasu means tenkasu, but in Osaka, kasu doesn't mean that.
Oh.
何の話してんだよ。うどんの話してるけど。This is not my life motto. This kasu is the stock of beef.
Oh, okay.
So kasu. And then that was really good. And this is originally from the small town, small area in Osaka, Kasuron. Then it became popular in Osaka, I heard, he said.
Okay. Huh.
Mhm. So you can try Kasuron. But you don't want to eat udon anymore because you eat that a lot, right?
Well, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I've never had udon outside of Kagawa.
so,
It's just why? Why would
そう
I
やん
do that?
な。
But
うんうん
maybe I could try like yeah, a local udon specialty because I don't think we have
うん。う
that
ん。
in Kagawa.
う
I've never
ん。
heard of it.
そう、
I thought it was tenkasu, yeah, but
そう、皆さんすいません。ライフモットの話して、今からそれ、もうちょっと深い話しよう思ったのに、急にうどんの話してもってすいません。そう、プールで出会った友達とね、仲良くなってて、めっちゃその子もね、もうムキムキやし、水泳もうまいし、で、その子も絶対老けたくないみたいな、もう脂肪だらけになって、もう努力を怠ってる人にはなりたくないみたいな、めっちゃストイックな人なんですよ。で、まあ、ちょっと仲良くなって、ご飯行こうってなって、うどん屋さん行ったんですよ。で、大阪にはね、かすうどんっていうのがあって、よく看板とかで見るんですよ。天かすうどんや思ってたんですけど、その子に教えてもらったら違って、なんか河内どっかみたいな、河内長野とかやったかな、どっかからの、名産品みたいな感じで、牛のなんかをすっごい煮込んだやつ、牛のなんか出汁なんですよね、牛の。めっちゃ美味しくて、そう、大阪来られた時皆さん、かすうどんって食べてみてください。あれ、天かすじゃないんでっていう、なんでライフモットの話してんのにこれしてんのやった話やけど、yeah, we went to we hang out and then we went to the udon shop. Then, he was, he looked, um, um,
Hmm?
um, uh, yeah, yeah, uh, yeah, about almost everything. He looked really happy, but sometimes I felt like, oh, he should have some, not problems, but yeah, he had something, I thought. And my
Okay.
understanding was that he kind of decides on almost everything based on how other people think about him. Then one of
Okay.
them is, yeah, he was also saying, oh, I want to stay young because I don't want to look older. That means, other people, he doesn't want other people to think he looks older. But yeah, in that case,
Right,
that's
right.
fine. But we talked about the marriage stuff and he is single too. Then he's kind of really um rushed and then he tries to find someone really quickly, as quickly as possible he wants. So every Saturday
Right.
he said he goes to the kind of single party, then
Okay.
yeah, machikon. Then if that's something that makes him happy, that's okay. But he looked really tired and
Mm,
yeah, really, I don't know. Um, I don't know the exact word, but he was not fully satisfied or fulfilled because of those things related to how other people think about him.
okay.
Then yeah, that's connected with my life motto. Riley, can you make another room?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was looking at the the countdown, then I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
concentrate.
Soon, right? Okay.
Thank you. 皆さんすいません。ズームがね、40分で切れちゃうので、もう、30、29、28みたいになってて、そう、うーんって止まってたのは、カウントダウンがあって気になって集中できなかったんです。すいません。で、もう一回今別の部屋を作り直したので、もう40分いけるので、そう、ちょっと、そう、もう一回仕切り直したいんですけど、yeah, yeah, so he didn't look fully happy or satisfied because I thought he decides or yeah, decided on everything. Yeah, in general, he decides on everything based on how other people think about him. Then it's not only about him. In general, people sometimes um, choose their things based on how other people think about them. For example,
Sure.
one of them could be marriage, especially in Japan, and ladies, yeah, ladies mostly. Um, my parents are saying this, so I need to get married. Or my friends are doing this. So not only about marriage, yeah, I need to do this or I need to do that. Most of the time, yeah, since I was a kid, I've been feeling like a lot of people decide on everything based on how other people think about them. So at the time, I felt like my life motto is I want to choose how I want to live by myself and don't let others decide who I am. Then I want to live the way I really want. Then on my way home, yeah, after saying goodbye to him, I was thinking about this. Oh, what's my life motto? And then why do people decide on everything based on how other people think? And one of them could be marriage or, going to university or having what type of job or something.
Hmm.
And, this topic was produced, created. Then I'm talking with you. So how about you? Sometimes do you choose something based on how other people think? Maybe not.
Um, I think probably yes. I think honestly, I was thinking about this the other day, maybe last week, that I think I maybe am kind of motivated by what other people think of me
Mm,
too much. I think I'm not so motivated by like trends or whatever, like
mm,
that kind of thing, what other people are doing.
mm,
I think I don't really care about, but uh like I this is very stupid actually. This was I was riding my bike
oh,
home from the gym, and there were like some crows in my way on the
mm,
road. And I was thinking that I needed to slow down and go around the crows
mm,
because if if the crows if I like I don't know, if I bother the crows, they will remember me. I've heard that crows can remember people, and then
mhm,
they won't like me or something like that. And I was like, that is insane to care whether some crows like me or not. Like that is an absolutely insane thought to have.
mhm,
So I think like but I think that's probably an extension of me caring about like whether people like me or not, maybe too much. Where of course you want to be kind to people, like I said, treat others as you want to be treated, but you don't necessarily have to, or I don't have to change my whatever, my behavior or my personality simply to please other people. You know what I mean?
mhm,
That's
mm.
something that I think I uh maybe I'm affected too much by what other people think of me. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. But in your case, you, for example, have you ever chosen the way, like, for example, uh, like a big decision, going to this school or having this job or getting married and getting married with who or those kinds of big events? Have you ever chosen those things based on how other people think?
Uh I mean, probably there's some impact.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't know, going to university, I knew that I wanted to go to a good university, but of course kind of good is decided by like the university's reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, that's probably true. Like I wanted personally, this was my like personal preference. I wanted to go to a university in a city. So like I looked at mostly schools in Chicago and New York. Um and a little bit in Washington, D.C. But I, obviously there are lots of schools in those
Mm-hmm.
cities, lots of universities in those cities, and some of them are probably fairly easy to get into. They're not super competitive
Mm-hmm.
schools, but I wanted to go to like the more competitive ones. And that probably had to do with what other people thought. Um, but in terms of other big life decisions, like, I don't know, coming to Japan, uh, yeah, marrying Yuki, uh, I don't know, stuff like that. I don't really think what anybody else thinks has impacted those too much.
Mm-hmm. For example, if your parents said, "Oh, you should do this or you shouldn't do this," what have you done in that case? And it was the completely opposite one.
Of what I wanted,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't think it's ever happened. I don't
Mm,
think my parents have ever said, you should do this instead of that. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously, if I do something bad, they'll tell me
mm,
don't do that. But like
mm,
in terms of like making decisions, like going to university or what I should study in university, or yeah, I don't know, even coming to Japan, they never
mm,
told me like, oh no, don't go to Japan and make
うん、
a small amount of money as an English teacher. You should stay in America and make more money doing some office job here,
うん、
which I mean, maybe I could have done. Maybe I could have just said, okay, it doesn't have to do with my degree, with my major necessarily, but I could probably get some job just based on being a university graduate and I could go to some stupid office job and be bored all the time, but make a lot more money than I'm making now, maybe.
う
But
ん。
no, my parents never told me that.
Mm. Yeah, my parents, yeah, my mom never told me that. So, yeah, I can really understand that. But perhaps this is the Japanese stuff. My friends or people around me often say, oh, my parents are saying this or saying that. So I shouldn't do this or I shouldn't do that. Perhaps in Japan, that's happening more.
Maybe more. I mean, I think it definitely
Mm,
does happen with some people in in America, and I
mm,
think it maybe could have happened with my parents if I wanted to do something different. Like
mm,
I know my sister, she wants to be an actor,
mhm,
and I think for the most part, my parents, or at least my mom, who my sister is closer to, has been supportive of my sister, but there have probably been times when my mom has said, "Hey, maybe you should look at doing other things, because acting, becoming
mm,
an actor and making money as an actor is very difficult." Um, but I think, yeah, maybe if I had said from a young age, like, I don't know, I want to be I want to be in a punk band or something like that, or I want to whatever, something like that, maybe my parents would have said you should get a real job or whatever. I don't know.
mm,
But no,
mm.
yeah.
I see. Yeah, but in my case, yeah, as I was saying, I, yeah, even if my parents said that, I would never have listened to them in that case. Then I, all the time, I want to decide on everything by myself and I want to choose how I want to live. So it's not only about parents, the society or friends, or I usually don't care. Um, this doesn't mean, I try not to care about others, but about my decisions, I have never listened or cared about other people's opinions. So yeah, in my case, that's my life motto. And especially that came to my mind when I was talking with the pool guy who was saying, oh, I need to do this because the society thinks like this or other people are doing this. But in his case, his parents never told something like that, he said. But in general, that happens a lot. So I just want to share with everyone, this kind of information that out there, it's somebody who decides on everything without caring about others, just like me. So yeah, yeah. I need to translate now.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, I would have done blah blah blah. 何々こうしてただろうな、みたいなお話の時にね、出てた would have とかってね、もしこうだったとしたらこうしてたかな、みたいな時に使う否定文の時はね、それの否定形ですけど、出てましたかね。すいません。ちょっとね、長くなっちゃったんですけど、そう、皆さんと共有したいなと思ったのが、なんでこのトピックをね、作ろうかって思った時に、プールでね、さっき言いましたよね。プールでそのうどん食べに行きましたと。で、なんかね、基本的にその子めっちゃストイックだし、すごく頑張り屋さんだし、尊敬してたり、もちろんこれからね、仲良くなって好きだと思うんですけど、なんか、会話の節々で、なんか引っかかるなって、なんかちょっとネガティブオーラがあるなって思う瞬間があったんですよね。で、それの僕の中での、至ったが結論が、なんか結構人にどう見られるかっていうところを意外と気にしてるんだなって思ったんですよね。なのでさっきのステイヤングでいたいっていうところも、まあそれはみんなそうだからわかるんですけど、結構、周りに見られるからって思って頑張れるタイプなんだろうなっていう。でも、なんか、いろんな、それはね、あくまで例なんですけど、いろんなところで、しんどくないそんな風に生きてたらって思っちゃう瞬間があって、で、そのうちの一つが、なんか結婚しなきゃって焦ってるっていう、で、僕と同い年なんですよ。で、 土日はもう街コンに行って、いろんな人と会ってっていう、なんかね、男の人でもそういう人いるんだってちょっと僕は驚いたんですけど、そんなに焦ってね、街コン行ってみたいにいるんだと思ったんですけど、そう、まあいて、で、まあ親には何にも言われないって言ってたんですけど、なんか、あの社会の目を気にしてるんだろうなっていう感じだったんですよね。で、どう思うこういうことって聞かれて、結婚しなきゃとか思うって聞かれて、僕が言ってたのが、自分がしたかったらしたらいいし、今は仕事頑張りたいと思うんだったらしたらいいし、これ頑張りたいと思うんだったらしたらいいし、今はこの人を大切にしたいと思うんだったらしたらいいし、したくないと思うことはしなくていいしっていう、僕もいつもそうやって生きてるので、他者を大切にすることはもちろん大切にしてるんですけど、自分の生き方とかは、もう親だろうが誰だろうが、まあ親は全く何も言ってこないですけども、仮に誰かに何か言われても、もう絶対自分が決めたことで生きるって決めてるので、人のそういう見られるとかで、なんか考えたことがないんですよね。っていうお話をまあその子にして自分がとにかくハッピーだったらいいじゃんっていう。で、なんか周りの目を気にしてこれをして、例えば結婚でも何でもして、なんかうまくいってない幸せじゃなさそうな人ってなんか正直いるじゃないですか。で、日常に文句を言ってたりとか、なんでみんなそんな周りの目を気にして、それでなんか自分の大切なことを決めちゃうんだろうっていう。で、やっぱ友達とか周りでも親にこうしろ、ああしろって言われるからっていう人って意外と多くて、なのでね、今これ聞かれてる方、親の世代の方、お子さんってね、親には言えないかもしれないんですけど、うちだったら絶対言うんですけど、もし何か言われたらもうそういうの嫌って絶対言うんですけど、言えないお子さんって意外といっぱいいらっしゃるので、陰でね、親にこう言われて、例えば結婚しろって言われてとか、こういうこと言われてって言って、裏ですごい悲しんでたり、自分らしく生きれてない人とか、病んじゃってる人とか、意外といますからね。なので、ポッドキャスト聞かれてる方で、親世代の方、なんか子供にあれしろ、これしろってちょっと言い過ぎるのもなんかね、見えてないところで子供が自分らしく生きてない。それは本当に子供の幸せですかってちょっと問いたいなとも思うんですけど、そうそう、なんかそういうね、なんか思わされることがあったんですよ。その子と会話してる時にね。で、僕が思ったのが、自分ってなんでこんな人のこと気にしないんだろう、自分は自分で生きてるんだろうと思った時に、自分のライフモットって人にはもう絶対もう決めさせない。もう自分が思うことを大切に。とにかく自分がハッピーで生きれば、とにかく一番幸せ。仮にどうも人からどう思われても自分がハッピーだったら一番幸せって昔から思ってるのでっていうところにたどり着いて、あ、これをなんかレッスンのトピックにしたら皆さんの聞けて面白いかもとか、ポッドキャストでも今の全部のお話、これが誰かの何かの形に響くかもと思って、このトピックを作りましたと思っていただけたらなと思います。で、そう、ライリーと言ってたのが、他の人の目線を気にして何か決めたことがあるかと。ライリーの話を聞いてて、意外とライリーはあるのかなっていう感じだったんですけど、でもその例として、ね、例えば大学のお話とか、いろいろ出てきてましたよね。あとは一番は、その道でね、それはでも思うよね。ちっちゃなことはね、こう、道で、こういうふうに、カラスがね、いて、あのーこういうふうに、今渡ったりしたら、周りの人にこう思われるかなと思って、例えばね、誰かに優しくするとか、こうマナーを守るとか、それはね、誰しも小さなことであると思うんですけど、そう、人生の選択においてはあるのかなって聞いたら、それは親があんまり言ってこなかったからってライリーも言ってましたかね。それはないっていう。そう。なので、まとめますと、yeah, my Riley, are you awake?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But there wasn't anything in there for me to write down, right? You didn't have any.
Oh, sorry. Can you say that?
No, nothing to write down.
ああ、
I don't think.
カラスと
Oh, okay. Bro.
他なんかあるかな Uh, yeah, I was listening to, I was concentrated on your, opinions. So
Sure.
I
No
can't come up
worries.
with,
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
そう、他の単語をちょっと思い浮かべないんですが、そうそう、yeah, this is something I wanted to share with you in English. In my case, yeah, I have been choosing everything based on how I really want. But my question for everyone is, are you guys living your life as you really want? And I sometimes feel like people, yeah, decide on something based on other people's opinions. Like my parents are saying this, my friends are saying this, the society thinks this is right or wrong. But yeah, maybe we can do whatever we like or how I
Mm.
yeah, we can live how we really want. So yeah, how about Riley? Are you living your life as you really want? I can guess yes. Though.
I think pretty much.
Yeah.
I think also I might have to push back a little bit on
Oh,
we can live how we really want because I think
oh.
uh sometimes other people are right.
Mm,
Sometimes your parents give you good advice,
mm,
or sometimes the kind of whatever the traditional way of living your life is good. I'm not saying
mm,
everybody has to do that and everybody has to always listen to what other people say, but I think you should take it into account. You should
mm,
listen. You said listen to others earlier, right, in the episode, I think, but you should listen to people. So other people do sometimes have good advice, and I think just doing what you want, or if I really only did what I want,
mm,
then it would be bad,
mm,
right? You know, I coming back to a previous episode, I don't want to put this trash in my bag and walk with it all the way home. I'd rather get rid of it right now and throw it on the ground. But that's not good for everybody. You
mm,
know what I mean?
mm,
Just kind of a stupid example, but sometimes what you want to do might not be the best thing for
mm.
everyone else.
Yeah, about the, small thing or about the rule thing. Yeah, that's right. We need to care about others. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not saying uh we shouldn't care about others 100% at all. That's not what I'm saying. But sometimes I find people who lose themselves or who lose what they really want because
Mm,
of other people's opinions. Then, yeah, my friends too. Sometimes people become mentally sick because their parents are saying too much about his or her, decisions.
sure.
Um, so yeah, my point is all the time, yeah, I think you, Riley, and everyone knows about my character. So I also respect and I also try to have the mind that we should care about others and we should nice to people and we should follow the rules. So I'm not saying we can be completely free without caring about people, but
Right. I know,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. But about our decisions, or about what we really want, or the dreams or goals, in my case, yeah, I believe we can follow what we really want. So we don't need to not listen, like we can listen, but we don't need to, we don't other people to affect our final decisions. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think
Mm,
I'll push back a little bit about this. I'll talk about my sister again. She would
mm,
get mad at me if she heard me talking about this, but she probably won't. Um,
mm.
I think, yeah, when my sister was in college, this was about 6, 7 years ago now, maybe a little more. She was having a tough time in college, and she wanted to do acting kind of instead.
Mm,
And I think, of course, my mom encouraged her to keep studying, to stay in school, but eventually my sister dropped out of
mm,
university. So she didn't finish university, and then she went to uh be an actor, right? And she got some work, like she was doing it. She was trying hard to be an actor, but it just wasn't really working. And
mm,
it's it's very hard to make money doing
mm,
that, to make enough money to live, certainly. Um And I wonder if when back in those university days, if my mom had been stricter
mm,
about, study first and like once you finish studying, then if you want to like do acting on the side on the weekends or something, you can, but like you need to have a real job that makes
mm,
money or something like that. Then maybe my sister's life would be, it's not bad now, but maybe it would be better now if she,
mm,
had if my mom had like been stricter with her or if she had listened to my mom's advice. So there are times when maybe doing what you want might not
mm,
be the best thing. But at the same time, obviously hindsight is 2020, and maybe my sister could have become a famous actor. Maybe she still can. I mean, I don't know. She's still trying. It's still possible. But sometimes maybe going the safe traditional way could be right. I don't know.
Yeah, now that makes sense. Yeah, that's why you said that just earlier. But is she happy now?
I think yes and no. Like, I think maybe, she lives close to my mom. She has a good support structure, so I think she's happy because of that. But I think also she is a little bit frustrated with, money stuff.
But she doesn't regret like her decision. Like, of course, she might be having a hard time, but she does regret or not.
I Good question. I don't think so. I don't think she regrets it. Yeah.
Yeah, in my case, yeah, that's the point. If that person is feeling that's okay and feeling happy, and even if the circumstance or the person might be having a hard time, but if the person believes that's okay and she's happy, in my case, then follow what you really want. So yeah, if she doesn't regret, I think that's okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't want to sound too negative on my sister. I think she's doing fine. I think she's doing fine. But I think maybe if she had gotten a job after school, like finished university and gotten a job, maybe she would be doing better, is kind of
Mm.
my point.
Mm.
It's hard to know. We don't know.
Mm.
But
And
maybe sometimes if you listen, maybe I would, if my
mm.
parents, maybe I should have used myself. That would have been nicer. If
Mm.
I had stayed, maybe I didn't go to grad school when I thought
Mm.
about it. Maybe if I had gone to grad school and I had become a professor or even gotten just a, regular job after grad school, I would probably be making a lot more money than I
Mm.
make now.
Mm.
I don't know if I would be happier or whatever, but it's possible.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. In my opinion, she should be happy, and then maybe if she had listened to her mom's advice, maybe she would have regretted, like, oh, I didn't try, and then I could have become a famous actor or something like this. But maybe she knows what's happening, and then maybe she doesn't regret her decisions she made in the past. Yeah, that's the point. Like, what makes people happy and what other people think about someone's happiness could be totally different. So if, we feel that's okay and oh, this is something I really want, then chase it and follow what you really want, everyone. っていうのが that's my opinion. Did that make sense?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so I'm not saying, don't listen to others. So don't get me wrong, Riley and everyone. そう、今日のエピソードはい
かがでしたでしょうか？
いかがでしたでしょうか。そう、最後ね、そう。でも、ライリーの言ってることもすごいわかるんですよね。I really understand his advice too. Sometimes people don't listen to others, then they make big mistakes perhaps. Then I don't want to say, her sister made a big mistake, but based on that experience, yeah, he wanted to add that information. っ
I
ていう
think,
のも、
yeah,
うん、
sorry, if you only think about money,
う
probably
ん、
she did make a big mistake. But of course,
uh,
there's more important things than money too.
then, yeah, as I said, in Japan, sometimes kids listen to their parents too much, then they're not happy.
Yeah,
Or
for sure.
sometimes, in the worst case, they get mentally sick because of
Right.
the too strict parents. Then, why do they listen to that? I always have that kind of, questions. うん、そうですね。最後ちょっとここだけ訳して終わりたいんですけどね。僕とそのライリーが言ってたのは、僕はもう人のこと気にせず自分のやりたいことやってきたらいいじゃんっていう視点。VS ライリーは、最後、ディスカッションが深くなるためにも言ってくれてたんだと思うんですけど、いや、時に人の意見を聞かないと、失敗したりとか、人のを聞くことでミスを防げることもあるから、人の意見も聞いた方がいいよねっていう。で、例えば例として、この前のエピソードであった、 ね、道に、ゴミをホテルまで持って帰るか持って帰らないか問題みたいな。で、自分が捨てたい道にって思ってて、もう、周りから見たらね、捨てたいと思って、じゃあ捨てたら、他の人から見たらね、いや、そこ捨てちゃダメってなるから、やっぱ他の人の意見として捨てちゃダメっていうところでは捨てずに持って帰るべきだよね、みたいな。そうそう、そういうね、細かいところに関しては僕も言えるのが、ルールを守る、皆さんにも誤解していただきたくないのが、僕が人の意見気にせず行きましょうって言ってるのは、もう僕の性格ご存知だと思うんですけど、ルールとかはちゃんと守ってる上で、他の人をちゃんと思いやってるが上での範囲内での意見なので、僕の場合は。そこは皆さん勘違いしないでくださいね。時にはね、人を傷つけても周りの目気にしなくてでも、ルール破ってでも自分のやりたいことやろうよみたいなことを言う人、SNS にいるじゃないですか。僕はあれは反対なので、ちゃんと人から文句言われない程度にちゃんと立派に生きてやることはやってる上で、自分の心の選択を大切にしましょうっていうところは忘れてほしくないなと。で、ライリーが言ってたのが、ごめんなさい、sister、ケイティだったっけWhat's her、ちょっと待って、my, you said my sister, Jessica?
No, it's not. I've probably said it before. Maybe I shouldn't say it this time, actually, because if she does find out, she'll get mad at me. So maybe I shouldn't this time.
OK、OK、ジェシカにしとこう。そう、名前忘れちゃった。過去に出てきてると思うんですけど、ジェシカさんのお話があって、知らんかったんですけど、ライリーのお姉ちゃんは俳優さんになりたかったみたいですね。
妹
か。妹さんは俳優さんになりたかったみたいですね。で、大学を中退されてるみたいですけど、お母さんとかに、もう勉強絶対しなさいみたいな、大学を辞めるべきじゃないっていう。でも、俳優の道を選んだらしいんですよね。で、今どうなってるかっていうと、ライリーの視点的にはやっぱ大変そうだなっていう、お金的にもやっぱ大変そうだし、で、ちょっと俳優にも有名にも慣れてないしっていう。ってなったらやっぱりお母さんとかね、親の意見聞いてたら今もうちょっとね、定職につけたりなんかしたんじゃないかっていう、やっぱそういう意味で人の意見聞いた方がいいと思う。そういう時もあるっていう。で、僕がやっぱりたどり着くのは、ジェシカさん自身はハッピーなのかどうかっていう、僕はもうそこなんですよね。ルール守る云々とかちゃんとやってる上で、自分が本当に後悔してない決断をしてるのかどうかっていう。で、そこが、さっきの質問ポイントだったんですよね。で、聞いたら、ジェシカさん今ハッピーだと。で、お金ではちょっとやっぱ大変な思いはしてるけれども、本人自身は、後悔もしてないと思うし、ハッピーだと思うっていうのを聞けたときに、言いたいことはそれなんですよっていう、周りがどう言おうと、結局自分の思うようにやってないと絶対後悔するはずなんですよねって僕は思うんですよね。なので、自分がこれがやりたい、こうしたい、あるいはこれしたくないって思うものは、もう自分の心のね、声に従って生きていく方が絶対将来長い目で見たら自分がハッピーして自分が多分後悔しないはずなんですよね。で、もしこれお母さんの言うことを聞いててですよ、ジェシカさんが。大学行ってその俳優になる夢を追えなかったとしたら絶対一生引きずってると思うんですよ。あの時やりたかったのにできなかった。しかもあれのせいでできなかったって言い訳しちゃったりもすると思うんですよね。でもやることやってたら多分今自分の実力では例えばちょっと厳しかったんだなとか、多分ハッピーなはずなんですよね。僕はそっちをハッピーと捉えるので、プラスライリーが他にも言ってたのが、時にみんながやるトラディショナルな伝統的な生き方をすることが幸せだったりすることもあるっていう、もちろんそれもねわかるんですけど、それをやりたくてやってるならいいんですよ。でも僕が言いたいのが、時にそれをやりたくないとか、そもそもこれって本当に私にとっての幸せなのかなって疑問に感じる人とか、あるいはそれができない人とか、いろんなケースあると思うんですけど、そういう中でも結構本当は私こっちの伝統じゃない道を行きたいのに、その伝統っていうのがもうこの大学に行ってこの学校に行って絶対会社はもうこういう経営じゃないとダメで、絶対結婚しないといけなくて、で子供がこうでで絶対人生老後はこうでみたいないろんなケースはあると思うんですけど、もしそれを自分がやりたくないって思ってたならば、僕の意見としてはやらなくていいんじゃないですかって思うんですよね。それが本当にやりたいことでやってるんだったら全然いいんですよ。いろんな生き方あるので。でも結構人によっては これ本当はやりたくないのにみんながやってるからやらなきゃみたいな風にやっちゃって、で結果なんか心から幸せじゃなさそうだなって感じることって意外と僕はあるなと思って、なので皆さんにも聞きたいのが、本当に自分がやりたいことをやって今幸せですかって本当に聞きたいんですよ。強がりとかじゃなくて、本当にやりたいことやって幸せですかって聞きたくて、それで幸せって思えてるならいろんな選択肢あって、もうどの選択も OK だと思ってるんですよね。で僕本当にあなた幸せですか、自分のやりたいことをやって生きてますかって言われたら、もう120%自信持ってめっちゃ幸せなのと、やりたいことやって好きなことして本当に自分が満足いく形で生きてますって本当に自信持って言えるんですよ。まあそりゃね、生きてたらね、もう大変なこととかあってなることはもちろんあるにしても、でもそれも含め僕はもう全然後悔ないんですよね。つまり皆さんに言いたいことが、周りがこう言うからああ言うからとかじゃなくて、自分が絶対後悔しない生き方をして死ぬことが多分僕の中ではライフモットーなんですよね。それがさっき言ってた、人に絶対自分の生き方を決めさせないのと、自分がやりたいことをやるっていう、それがちょっとうまく皆さんに伝わってたらなと思いますのと、あとはさっきも言いましたけどね、親御さんも本当にお子さんが生きたいように生きさせてあげれてますかって聞きたいのと、結構周り見ててね、病気になっちゃうぐらい親の意見に影響されて親を怖がってる子とか結構いたりとかするんですよね。で、親には言えないから親は知らないんですよ。自分の価値観とか自分の世間体とかをね、子供に押し付けちゃってる人って意外と世の中にいるなと思うので、特に日本ってそういうの多い感じがするなと思うので、それをちょっと投げかけたいのと、あとはね、ご自身自身も本当にやりたいことして今生きてますかっていうのをちょっと投げかけて、今日のエピソードは終わっておきたいなと思います。今日のエピソードは2回目。
いかがでしたでしょうか？
いかがでしたでしょうか？めっちゃ喋った。めっちゃ喋ったわ。I talked a lot, but I hope this is an inspiring one.
Yeah.
いや、めっちゃこうやってこういうエピソード作りたいっていう時ってもう前からめっちゃ背負い込むんで、って気分がってなるんですよ。Every time I have, a plan for this kind of episode, before recording, I feel my body is really heavy. Because there's a lot, yeah, every time, seriously. Because that means I put everything into each episode every time, so I feel not down, not mentally, literally my body feels heavy. I have to talk a lot, so now I feel accomplished.
Good.
はい。僕は英語のソータで調べていただくと、YouTube とか Twitter とか SNS 系全部出てくるので、英語のソータで調べてください。YouTube もね、最近ちょっとずつ復活してます。Riley は Riley Salman XC で調べていただくと出てきます。Riley, you wanna add something for your sister or for everyone?
I hope my sister doesn't listen to this. She'll get very angry with me. Everyone else, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm no expert in how to live your life. I haven't lived a perfect life by any means, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But just do your best. Maybe that's my motto.
Do your best. And for us and for everyone, let's live the way we really want and enjoy everything. Let's do that.
Yeah.
人生を楽しみましょう。皆さんお互いハッピーでいきましょう。ではまた次回のエピソードでお会いしましょう。バイ。
Bye.